A very good morning to one and all. I'm Priyanka Raghunath Sapkar from Goregaon MPS Municipal Secondary School East, BMC Education Department. Today I'm going to uh, sorry. Today I'm going to teach you the topic of gravitation. I'm going to continue this topic because this topic was first of all, so I'm going to continue with it now. So let's start with our topic. Okay, so first of all, in short, we will see what do you mean by the gravity, because as the topic is gravitation, we should know what do you mean by the gravity. So gravity is the force with which the earth attracts a body towards its center. This is the normal definition of a gravity. We said what do you mean by gravity? Gravity is nothing but the force. It is the force which attracts a body towards the center of the earth. That means whenever, if anything, for example, if you throw the ball upwards in the sky, what will happen? At to some extent it will go, and after that it will literally fall down. Why? Because of the attractive force exerted by the earth towards its center. So for example, if from a 10-story building you throw one pen, where it will go? It will not go upwards, it will directly go downwards. Why? Because of the attractive force by the earth. So this attractive force is nothing but the gravitational force, or you can call it as a gravity. So gravity is the force which attracts, with which the earth attracts a body towards its center. Okay, so this is the formula for the gravitation. So here you can see that F equals to G mm upon R square. So here in this case, F equals to G mm upon R square. So F is the force between the two bodies. Then G is the universal gravitational constant. That is 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Now here students, first of all, one thing you should understand, that the value of capital G, that means this universal gravitational constant, this will be constant throughout the universe. That's why it is written as it is an universal gravitational constant. Its value will never change. That means its value is 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. This will remain as it is wherever you go. Okay, so that's why this is a universal gravitational constant. So here G is, this capital G value will remain constant throughout the universe, whereas the value of small g, it will vary. Okay, so here in this case, this difference you should understand between the capital G and the small g. The value of capital G will remain constant throughout the universe, whereas the value of small g, it can vary. Okay, so here in this case, m is the mass of the object, that is the small m. Okay, whatever the object will be, that mass of an object will be small m. Then capital M will be the mass of the earth, and r is the radius of the earth. Okay, so this is the formula for the gravitational force, F equals to gmm upon r square. Okay, then comes what do you mean by the acceleration due to gravity? Now we are talking about the acceleration due to gravity. Now first of all, acceleration is nothing but the change in velocity upon time. This is the formula for the acceleration. Change in velocity with respect to time, that means there will be some displacement with respect to time. If displacement will be there, as the displacement will take place, velocity will be given to it. And if velocity will be there, naturally there will be acceleration. Okay, so we can say that acceleration due to gravity is the acceleration which is gained by the object due to the gravitational force. Okay, because of the gravitational force, whatever the acceleration is gained, that means, for example, if from the 10-story building you are throwing one ball downwards, what will happen? Its initial velocity will be zero. That means you are just throwing the ball. In that case, the velocity will be zero. But as soon as it is going downwards, what will happen? Its velocity will increase. Okay, its velocity will increase, and naturally its acceleration will also increase. So in that case, and why the ball is going down? Because of the gravitation force, because of the gravitational force of the earth. It is not going upwards. We are not throwing it upwards. We are just throwing it downwards. So that gravitational force, um, which is helping that particular object to come towards the center of the earth, or it to fall down. from the 10-story building. So that force which is exerted on that object, because of that, if acceleration is gained by that particular object. So here in this case, acceleration due to gravity is the acceleration which is gained by an object due to the gravitational force. Okay, so its SI unit is meter per second square. Okay, why meter per second square? Now the formula for the acceleration is change in velocity upon time. And velocity, and what is the formula for velocity? It is the distance upon time. So in that case, in both the cases, now velocity is nothing but the displacement upon time. So displacement we measure in meters. So that's why meter. And as the formula for acceleration is change in velocity upon time, that time which is present below the below in that formula is we can represent it in seconds. And after that, whatever formula we get for the velocity, that is displacement upon time, in that also we are getting seconds. So 2 seconds means second square, and upwards meter will become because of the displacement. So here in this case, what we will get the SI unit as meter per second square. So it has both the magnitude and the direction, and hence it is a vector quantity. Now, what do you mean by the vector quantity and what do you mean by the scalar quantity? You might have studied this in maths also. Okay, so scalar means whenever any object or any material is having a magnitude, only magnitude, then it will be a scalar quantity. But when both magnitude and direction will be present, in that case it will be a vector quantity. So here in this case, acceleration is a vector quantity. Now how acceleration is having vector quantity? Because it is having both magnitude and direction. Now we know that acceleration is nothing but the change in velocity upon time. So velocity is also a vector quantity because it has both magnitude and direction. And we know that velocity is nothing but the change in distance or change in displacement upon time, you can say. So displacement is also a vector quantity. Whereas the distance is a scalar quantity, but displacement is a vector quantity. So likewise, acceleration is also a vector quantity. Then acceleration due to gravity is represented by small g. Okay, now here further, before this slide, we had studied about the capital G. Okay, that is the universal gravitational constant, and it will be constant. The reading, the whatever the estimated value is there, it will be constant throughout the universe. But whereas this small g value will vary. Okay, so that's why I just told you that the capital G value will be constant, whereas the small g value, that means this acceleration due to gravity value, that is small g, will vary. Now the standard value of G on the surface of the earth at the sea level is okay, on the surface at the sea level, it will be 9.8 meter per second square. Now this 9.8 meter per second square is the standard value on the surface of the earth. Okay, it will value as you go upwards or as you will go to the depth of the earth. Okay, it will vary, but on the surface of the earth, its estimated value, its standard value will be 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, so I hope you have understood up to now what do you mean by the acceleration due to gravity. In short, I will repeat it, that acceleration due to gravity is nothing but the acceleration which is gained by the object due to gravitational force. If suppose one object is falling down, what will happen? As it will come down, the force exerted on that object by the earth, by the center of the earth, it will increase, and that force is nothing but the gravitational force. So what will happen? Because of that force, the acceleration, its speed will increase, its velocity will increase, and hence its acceleration will increase, and that is nothing but the acceleration due to gravity. So its SI unit will be meter per second square, and as it has both magnitude and direction, so it is a vector quantity. Then acceleration due to gravity is represented by small g. So the standard value of G on the surface of the earth at the sea level is 9.8 meter per second square. Now here in this case, the value of small g will vary. Okay, this is the standard value on the surface of the earth, but it will value as we go up to a certain height or to a certain depth. Okay, but the value of capital G will not increase or decrease. It will remain same. Okay, then comes the formula of acceleration due to gravity. Now here force acting on a body due to gravity is given by F equals to mg. Okay, This is the force. As I told you that whenever any of the object is falling downwards, what will happen? Why it is falling downwards? Because of the gravitational force exerted by the earth on that particular object. Okay, so that force acting on a body due to the gravity, because of the gravity, this force is acting on it, and hence F equals to mg. Okay, that is m is nothing but the mass of that particular object, and g is nothing but the acceleration due to gravity, and F is the force. Okay, so here you can say that F is the force acting on the body. Okay, g is the acceleration due to gravity, and m is the mass of the body. So in this way, you can say that the formula for acceleration due to gravity. Hence, according to the universal law of gravitation, here it is given that F equals to g m upon r plus h square. Now, why this g? Now see here. Formula for the gravitational force is F equals to g m upon r square, where capital G is the universal gravitational constant, small m is the mass of the object, capital M is the mass of the earth, r is the radius plus height. Now, whenever if you are throwing the ball upwards above the surface of the earth, then what will happen? As it is going upwards, so radius will be the radius of the earth from the center of the earth towards the up till the surface of the earth, and with that you have to add the height also in that case if you're throwing the object upwards. So that's why r plus h whole square. Now here you can see the acceleration due to gravity symbol is small g. Dimensional formula is m0, L1 and t minus 2. Now L1 means here the length means you have to measure in meters. So that's why, as we know that the SI unit is meter per second square. So here meter is there. So that's why L1 and t minus 2. That means as time is inverse. So that's why t minus 2. Okay. Then SI unit is meter per second square. Formula is G equals to Gm upon R square. Now this is the standard formula. Now how it is coming G equals to Gm upon R square, we will see further. Okay. Before that, we have studied about how F equals to mg for the formula for acceleration due to gravity. Now we will study how this G equals to Gm upon R square will come. Then the value of G in SI unit is 9.806 meter per second square, whereas in CGS form it is 980 centimeter per second square. Okay, from the textbook this picture has been taken. Earth's gravitational acceleration. Now the earth exerts a gravitational force on objects near it. Okay, whatever the objects are present near to the earth, okay, to a certain extent it will exert a gravitational force. So according to the Newton's second law of motion, a force acting on a body results in its acceleration. So what will happen? This gravitational force will pull that object towards the center of the earth. And as it will pull the object towards the center of the earth, what will happen? It results into acceleration. Okay. So it results into acceleration. That means the gravitational force due to the earth on the body results in acceleration. So this is nothing but the acceleration due to gravity, which is denoted by G. And it is a vector quantity. So as the gravitational force on any object due to the earth is directed towards the center of the earth. So here the direction of the acceleration due to gravity is also directed towards the center of the earth, that is vertically downwards. So here the direction is directly vertically downwards. That means whenever you throw an object upwards or from height towards down, okay, so what will happen? It will go directly vertically downwards. That's why it is having a direction that is vertically downward. It will go towards the center of the earth. Okay. Now here we had studied here that according to the Newton's second law of motion, a force acting on a body results in acceleration. Now this is the Newton's second law. If you apply more force to an object, it accelerates at a higher rate. Okay, so here you can see a person is just pushing that particular vehicle. So, and that particular vehicle is having some mass. Okay, so he is applying a force, and because of the application of force, what happened? as much as force he will apply, the speed will increase. Speed will increase, that means the acceleration will also increase. Okay. So the first diagram is showing a force, a gentle force. When he is applying, a speed increases. But as he is increasing the force, so what will happen? Speed increases, it increases faster, and hence more and more acceleration will be given to that particular object. So here the value of g on the surface of the earth. Now see, we can calculate the value of g by using the Newton's universal law of gravitation for an object of mass m situated at a distance r from the center of the earth. So the law of gravitation gives F equal to g mm upon r square. Now here m is the mass of the earth, capital M. Okay, and F equals to mg. Now here we had studied in the further portion, in the further part, that F equals to mg for acceleration due to gravity. Whenever any force is applied to a mass, and then what will happen? It accelerates. Okay, and hence and it forms an acceleration due to gravity. So here in that case F equals to mg. This is the formula. Now here F equals to g mm upon r square and mg equals to F. That means here in this case both F, they are equal. So hence we can write that from 3 and 4 equation we can write mg equal to g mm upon r square. So here in this case small m they will uh, they will be out, we will cut it, and then after that we will get g equals to g capital M upon r square. So if the object is situated on the surface of the earth, okay, if suppose an object is present, if the ball is present on the surface of the ground, then what will happen? R will be equal to capital R, so the radius of the earth. Therefore the value of g on the surface of the earth is given by g equals to gm upon r square. This will be the formula on the surface of the earth. So the unit of g in SI unit is meter per second square. The mass and the radius of the earth are 6 into 10 raised to the power 24 kg. This is the mass of the earth, and the radius of the earth is 6.4 into 10 raised to the power 6 meters. This is the radius of the earth. So hence using these in equation 6, now putting the values, value for capital G, value for capital M, and value for capital R. So this putting all these values, we can get the value of 9.77 meter per second square. So this is the estimated value. So this acceleration depends only on the mass m and radius of the earth. Okay, and so the acceleration due to gravity at a given point on the earth is same for all the object. Okay, so it does not depend on the properties of the object. That means whatever the object is present on the surface of the earth, the value of small g will be 9.77 itself. Yes, it will vary as the object will go upwards, downwards, wherever, but on the surface of the earth the value will remain same as it is. Same way here, gravitational acceleration. Now here in the picture you can see the earth is there, and here it has a radius from the center towards the surface. Now from surface to center the radius of earth is capital R, and the mass of earth is given as me. Okay, radius of earth is given re. So here in this case, suppose for example the object from a height, the object is thrown. Okay, then what will happen? It will come downwards. Okay, and that object is having some mass that is smaller. So here in this case w equals to g me m upon r square. Okay, now here g me m upon r square, this is the formula for gravitational force, whereas w is nothing but the weight. Okay, that means, or you can say that F equals to mg. F is nothing but the weight only. Okay, force which is exerted on that object equal to weight of that object. Okay, and hence the formula will be mg. So w equals to gme m upon r square, or w equals to mg. It is one and the same thing. So here mg equal to w, and gmem upon r square is also equal to w. So in this case we can say that mg will be equal to gmem upon r square. So here both the small m will be cut, and hence we will get the formula g equals to, that is small g equals to capital G, mass of earth upon radius of earth square. Okay, so the gravitational acceleration at a distance r from the center of the earth. Okay, so it is given to you. So hence the SI unit is a meter per second square. So here from the picture you can see object of mass m when it is falling down because of the gravitational pull or gravitational force, it is coming down and acceleration is given to it. Now here same case, F equals to mg or mg equals to m upon r square. So likewise we can get the formula for the acceleration due to gravity. That means we can say finally that the formula for the acceleration due to gravity is given by small g equals to capital G m upon r square. So here you can see the formula for the acceleration due to gravity. So here up till now we had studied formula for the gravitational force, which is equal to F equals to capital G capital M small m upon r square. Then afterwards we had seen the formula F equals to mg. Then after that we had seen the formula for acceleration due to gravity, that is small g equal to capital G capital M upon r square. Now, hence, it depends on the mass and the radius of the Earth. The value of small g. It depends upon the mass and the radius of the Earth. So, hence, this helps us to understand the following, that all the bodies experience the same acceleration due to gravity irrespective of its mass. That means, if, for example, on the surface of the Earth, suppose one small ball is uh, placed on the surface of the earth and a big ball is placed, so and their masses are different, but it does, if their masses are different, it does not it is irrespective of that of their masses. So here in that case also the value of small g will remain same. Why? Because it does not depends upon the mass of that particular object, but it depends upon the mass of the earth and the radius of the earth. So hence, irrespective of its masses, all the bodies experience the same acceleration due to gravity. So its value on the earth depends upon the mass of the earth and not on the mass of the object. So this is the key point. It can be asked in the MCQs that the value of the acceleration due to gravity depends upon the mass of earth or on the mass of the object. So you have to write that it depends upon the mass of the earth. Okay. Now variation happens when this, now as I already told you before that the value of capital G and small g, they vary. The value of capital G and small g, they are different. That means the capital G value will be same throughout the universe, but whereas the value of small g, that is acceleration due to gravity, it will vary. It will vary. Okay. So the value of acceleration due to gravity changes with the height and the depth from the earth's surface. Okay, it will change with the height and with the depth. So it is maximum on the earth's surface and its variation with the height or depth is is shown in the plot. As you can see here, below the earth's surface how much it will be there, and above the earth's surface how much it will be there. Okay, so here in this case we can say that acceleration due to gravity, that means small g value, will remain same on the surface of the earth for all the objects, but it will vary if you will go to a specific height or if you will go above that particular uh, or you can say above that particular plot or below that. So we will elaborate it. So the value of g is affected by change along the surface of the earth, change with the height, and change with the depth. Now here, how the value of G is affected, here we will see one by one. First of all, change along the surface of the earth. Now the earth's surface. Now when you will see the full picture of the earth, then you can realize that earth has an equator and a pole. Equator is present in the center and poles are present on both the sides. Now the value of acceleration due to gravity, it is maximum at poles and it is minimum at the equator, because the centrifugal force for the earth spinning, it vanishes at the poles and it is maximum at the equator. Now we will elaborate it, how it happens. Now see, we think of the earth as a sphere. We think as if earth is a sphere. Okay, but actually it is not a sphere, it is a spheroid. okay, which is slightly larger in the radius at the equator than at the pole. That means you can say that the equator is having a larger radius, okay, than that at the poles. You can see here. So it is actually a spheroid structure, not a sphere structure. So because of it, the radius at the equator is larger than that at the poles. Now what happened because of it? Now, as the Earth is an oblate spheroid, so its radius near the equator is more and than its radius near the poles. Now, first of all, just remind in yourself, what is the formula of small g? Small g, that is acceleration due to gravity. The formula for the small g is g equals to capital G, capital M upon r square. Now, here you can see that. So here the formula is G equals to Gm upon r square. Now we can say that acceleration due to gravity is directly proportional to the mass of the earth, but it is inversely proportional to the radius of the earth. Okay, that means you can say that the acceleration due to gravity, it will increase if the radius will decrease. Okay, that means the surface where the radius is less, the acceleration due to gravity will be more. Whereas if the radius will be more, the acceleration due to gravity will be less. That means they are inversely proportional. Small g and r, they are inversely proportional. That means small g and radius. The acceleration due to gravity and radius, they are inversely proportional to us. If radius will be bigger, g will be smaller. If g will be greater, radius will be smaller. So likewise, you have to understand. So here in this case, what they are saying that as the earth is an oblate spheroid, its radius near the equator is more. Okay, so then its radius near the poles. So since for a source mass, the acceleration due to gravity is inversely proportional to the square of the radius of the earth. Okay, so it varies with the latitude due to the shape of the earth. So as it is a spheroid structure, so its radius in the equator is more. So as the radius is more, so what will happen? If radius will be more, then naturally the acceleration due to gravity will be less. And if radius will be less, then naturally the acceleration due to gravity will be more. So here in this case, you can see that acceleration due to gravity in the pole, that is small g p, upon the acceleration due to gravity in the equator, that is small g e, equal to r2e, sorry, r square e. R square e means what? The radius in the equator, and r square p means what? The radius in the poles. So here you can see that how they are inversely proportional to each other. So where Ge and Gp, they are the acceleration due to gravity at the equator and the poles, whereas Re and Rp are the radii of Earth near the equator and poles respectively. So from the above equation, it is clear that the acceleration due to gravity is more at the poles and it is less at the equator. Okay, why it is more in the poles and less at the equator? Because the acceleration due to gravity is inversely proportional to the radius. So if the radius will be more, that means in the equator the radius is more. That's why the acceleration due to gravity is less in the equator. Whereas in the poles, what happens? The radius is less. Okay, so because of it, the acceleration due to gravity is more. So here we can conclude the relationship between the acceleration due to gravity and the radius, they are inversely proportional to each other. So whenever the radius will be more, the acceleration due to gravity will be less. And if acceleration due to gravity will be more, that means the radius will be less. Okay. So if a person moves from equator to pole, its weight decreases as the value of the G decreases. Now the formula for weight, that is W equals to mg. Mg, that is mass of that particular object, and G means the acceleration due to gravity. So if G will decrease, then naturally the weight will decrease, isn't it? So that's why weight decreases as the value of G decreases, because weight is directly proportional to the acceleration due to gravity. Okay. Then comes the variation of G due to the shape of the earth. That thing only it is explained here in short. You can see in the equator the radius is more, whereas in the pole the radius is less. So you can see with the help of arrows it has been shown, so that will be helpful for you to understand how the radius is less and how the radius is more. So the shape of the earth is bulged at the equator and it is flat at the poles. So here you can see that's why, as it is bulged in the equator, so the radius is more in the equator. So this means that the earth has large radius at the equator than at the poles. So we know that G equals to Gm upon R square, where Re is greater than the Rp. That means the radius of equator is greater than radius of the poles. And hence, because of it, the acceleration due to gravity will be greater in the poles than in the equator. So it is more in the poles than in the equator. Then comes the second point, the change with height. Now this is the acceleration due to gravity at a height above the surface of the earth. So observing this, we can say that the value of G decreases with increase in height. That means the value of G goes on decreasing as the height of the object goes on increasing. Okay. Now, as I already told you that on the surface of the earth, the value of G will be similar for all the objects. But as it goes upwards, what happens? Its height goes on increasing. As the height goes on increasing, the value of G goes on decreasing. Now, how it comes? Because of the formula G equals to capital G, capital M upon R plus H square. Now, if radius is only present, then only R square will be written. But if height is included, then R plus H we have to write. R is the radius of the earth and H is the height up till where the object has been thrown. So if that means we can say that height is also inversely proportional to the G. That means if the height increases, then naturally the G will decrease, because G and height, that means acceleration due to gravity and height, they are inversely proportional to each other. So as the height will increase, the value of G will decrease, and hence the value of G becomes 0 at an infinite distance from the earth. Okay, to some extent it will become 0 at an infinite distance. I mean. So here you can say that in the center, O is the center of the earth, then R is the radius of the earth, okay, and M is the mass of the earth, okay. Then after that, you can see PQ is the height, H, of an object, okay, and GH is the height, that means it is the acceleration due to gravity at a particular height. So here you can see here R is the radius, H is the height. So we can say that let the body be at height H above the surface of the earth as shown in the figure. So the distance of the body from the center of the earth, okay, that is equal to R plus H. So GH equal to GM upon R plus H whole square. Okay, so here you can see that acceleration due to gravity is inversely proportional to the height. Okay, so here acceleration due to gravity decreases with the height from the surface of the earth. That means as the height goes on increasing, the value of G will go on decreasing. Consider an object M at a height h from the surface of the earth. Now the force acting on the object mass due to gravity is, now this is the formula for gravitational force at an height h of an object. So F equals to Gmm upon R plus H whole square. Okay, so where M is the mass of the earth, that is the capital M, R is the radius of the earth. So acceleration due to gravity at a certain height is H. Then mgh equal to Gmm upon R plus H whole square. Now here in this case, both these small m and small m will we will cut it, and then after that GH equal to Gm upon R plus H whole square will be written. Now you can write R plus H whole square as R square in bracket 1 plus H by R whole square. Now if you will solve this, R square multiplied by 1, it will come R square plus H square into R square upon R square. That means R square will go cancel, and then what will be remaining? R plus H whole square will come. Okay. Now here the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the earth is given by this one, g equal to gm upon r square. Then on dividing equation 3 and 2, we can get that gh equal to g1 plus h upon r whole square minus 2. Okay, so this is the acceleration due to gravity at a height above the surface of the earth. So observing the above formula, we can say that the value of g decreases with the increase in height of an object, and the value of g becomes zero at an infinite distance from the earth. Now here are the table which is given in your book showing the change of g with height above the earth's surface. Now surface of the earth on an average, if height is 0, then in that case the value of small g will be 9.8. In Mount Everest, whenever the height is 8.8 kilometers, so here you can see that 9.8 same as it is, the acceleration due to gravity. Now the maximum height reached by the man-made balloon, so that is 36.6. The value will become 9.77. Now see, it is decreasing. As the height is increasing, the value of small g will go on decreasing. Then the height of a typical weather satellite at 400 kilometers, the value of g will be 8.7. Now whenever the height of communication satellite, which is 35,700, it will be 0.225. Okay, so that means as the height goes on increasing, the value of small g goes on decreasing. Then change with the depth. Now the value of g also changes if you go inside the earth. Okay. Now here the value of r decreases, and one would think that the value of g should increase as per the formula. However, okay, as the value of r decreases, so we can say that the value of g will increase. But however, what happens? The part of the earth which contributes to the gravitational force felt by the object also decreases. Okay. Now here that part of the earth which contributes for the gravitational force, it will also decrease. So which means that the value of m to be used in the equation, it will also get decreased. Mass will also get decreased, and as a combined result of change in r and m, the value of g will also decrease. So as we go deep inside the earth, so here in this case, what we can say that as we go down, as we go on the depth of the earth, first of all the radius will decrease. Okay, as the radius will decrease, then mass is also decreasing in that case. And as the mass is also decreasing, now mass is directly proportional to the g, to the small g. So here mass will decrease, so naturally the acceleration due to gravity will also decrease. As we go depth inside the earth, the value of g decreases. Why? Because of the combined result of change in small r and capital M. Smaller is the radius of the earth and capital M is the mass of the earth. Now here you can see the variation of g with the depth. So here r minus t, that means radius goes on decreasing and depth is goes on increasing. That's why r minus t it is given. Okay. So here, now for example, consider an object mass taken to a distance t below the earth's surface. So what will happen? The acceleration due to gravity at that point gd, that is acceleration due to gravity at a depth, is obtained by taking the value of g in terms of the density. Now on the surface of the earth, the value of g is given by g equals to 4 by 3 into pi, then rho rg. Now here, why it is this 4 by 3 pi rho rg is given? Now as we know, the formula for small g is small g equal to, that is acceleration due to gravity equals to capital G into capital M upon r square. Now the m, the mass of earth. Now here in that case, in this case, what will happen? Now we know that what do you mean by density? Density is nothing but the mass upon volume. Okay, and hence in this case, density equal to mass upon volume. So what we can do? Volume we will multiply with the density, and mass will be remain as it is. So here in this case, in place of mass, what we have written? Volume into density. Rho is nothing but the density. So here in this case, what we will say that now the volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi. Okay. So here pi r cube we say, no, 4 by 3 pi r cube. And with that we are multiplying density also. So here in this case, so as pi r cube is there, So whatever the r square is there below and upward r cube, both they will cut with each other and only one r will be remain. So that's why it is given that g equals to 4/3 into pi rho rg. So at a distance below the Earth's surface, the acceleration due to gravity is given by gd equal to 4/3 into pi rho into r minus d. R minus d, why? Because of the depth. Okay. So and g. So here on dividing both the equation, we are getting gd equal to g r minus d upon r. So when the depth d is 0, the value of g on the surface of the earth will be g. And when the depth d equal to r, okay, if it is equal to the r, then the value of g at the center of the earth will be 0. So some of the important conclusions regarding the acceleration due to gravity is, for an object placed at a height h, the acceleration due to gravity is less as compared to the placed on the surface. That means the acceleration due to gravity will be more on the surface, but it will be less on a particular height. Then as the depth increases, so naturally the value of the acceleration due to gravity will also fall. Now see here, height, depth, these are all inversely proportional to the acceleration due to gravity. So if these things will increase, then naturally g will decrease. If these things, that is height and depth, will decrease, so naturally value of g will be increased. So here the value of g is more at the poles and it is less at the equator. Why? Because in the equator the radius is more, and as the radius will be more, the value of g will be less, and at the poles the radius are less. So if the radius is less, then the value of g will be more. Okay, here one of the one problem we will see. Find the magnitude of the acceleration due to gravity at the surface of the earth. Okay, here mass is given to you and radius is given to you of the earth. Value is given. So for solution, now given will be m equals to 6 into 10 raised to power 24 kg, and r value will be 6400 kilometers. Okay, so then equal to 6.4 into 10 raised to power 6 meters. And value of g, the standard value, it will be as it is, and hence we have to find the acceleration due to gravity. Then formula for g will be gm upon r square. Now you only have to put the value which is given to you as it is. Okay, now here in this case, the r, the radius of the earth, is given in kilometers. So first of all, we have to convert it in meters. Okay, only the thing is that is one kilometer equal to 1000 meter. So in that case, what will happen? You have to multiply 6400 into 1000, and after that you are just taking here 10 raised to 6. That will that means in this case 6.4 will be multiplied by 1000 multiplied by 1000. So for that 10 raised to power 6 meters is given to you, and hence if you will put the values, then what you will get? You will get the answer of 9.77 meter per second square. So the magnitude of the acceleration due to gravity at the surface of the earth will be 9.77 meter per second square. So likewise you have to calculate if it is given to you. So here in this case the values will be given and you have to calculate. If they are telling directly calculate, then in that case you have to take the standard value of the mass of the earth, standard value of the radius of the earth, and the standard value of capital G and directly calculate. Then the second problem is the radius of the planet A is half the radius of the planet B. So here in given data, it is given that RA equal to RB by 2. That is half of RB. So if the mass of A is MA, okay, what must be the mass of B? That means you have to find the MB, that is mass of B. So the value of G on B, that is GB, it's half of that the value on A. That means GB equal to half of GA. Now here in this case, radius is given, small g is given, you have to find the mass. So we will consider two planets A and B. So acceleration due to gravity for planet A and B will be GA equals to GMA upon RA square and GB equals to GMB upon RB square. Now we have not written the alphabet A and B for the capital G because capital G is same for the universe. So in that case, when we will go GB upon GA, that capital G will be cancelled each other, and after that MB upon MA equal to RA upon RB square. Okay, so directly you can write it, and after that just put the values which is given. That means for GB the value is given half GA. So for that you have to write half GA. Then GA will be cancelled each other. Then after that RA is nothing but the half of RB. So in that case also RB will cancel each other and half will become. Now here 1 by 2 square, that means 1 by 4. 1 by 4 MB upon MA. So then what we will do? We will put MA value on the left hand side and 4 will be also given there. And after that 2 is written. So cut 2 2s are 4. So in that case 2 will come. So here we can say that the mass of planet B will be equal to twice of the mass of planet A. So this will be the answer. So likewise problems can come in the exam. Okay, these are the simple problems which you can solve only if you will know the formula and the estimated value. If values are given to you directly, you can solve. If values are not given, then write the estimated value. Okay, so let's evaluate. So what is acceleration due to gravity? Can anybody say? Okay. Acceleration due to gravity is nothing but the, yes, anybody? It is the gravitational force due to the earth on a body results in its acceleration. Okay, so what is that? What is acceleration? Is it a scalar quantity or a vector quantity? Now here in this case, acceleration is nothing but it is a vector quantity. Why? Because, okay, somebody raised hand, I think. No one. Okay. So acceleration is a vector quantity. Now here in this case, why vector quantity? Because it depends on the magnitude and the direction. So both magnitude and directions are there. So that's why it is a vector quantity. Then how the value of G varies along the surface of the earth? So here in this case, as we have seen, you can see here. So the value of acceleration due to gravity, yes, Shivam Pandey, you can answer. Unmute yourself and answer. How it varies along the surface of the earth? I think Shivam Pandey has raised the hand. Yes. Okay. The value of acceleration due to gravity is maximum at the poles and it is minimum at the equator. Why? Because at the equator the radius is more. So if the radius will be more, so naturally the acceleration due to gravity, that is small g, will be less. And at the poles, as the radius is less, so value of acceleration due to gravity will be more. So hence we can say that the value at the poles, okay, the value of acceleration due to gravity at the poles will be more than that at the equator. So thank you everyone. I hope you have understood the topic. So tomorrow we will see the next part of this topic.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Students, still if you're having any doubts, you can raise your hands. Ma'am, no one is raising their hand. We can stop here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.